Yes, I guess that's the cue. The music stops. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up? My own Boontog, my own Naga, my own Danu Maga, all them Magas. So many dang dialects here, man. Language app is coming along. Admittedly, I haven't worked much on it recently. Let's see if I can get some more light in here. My eyes are still a little bit red. It's early. It's 6:40 in the morning. My gosh. What's up? Hope you guys are good. Yeah, it is Sunday, September 28th, 6:40 in the morning. And I was going to call off the degrees, but my watch locked here. Hold on. There we go. And it is 76 degrees. Wow. Yes, 76 degrees. Yeah, with the weather, I know for a lot of people, including myself, honestly, the weather was kind of a big question, right? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be too hot? I've said this a lot, and surprisingly, the weather's been a non-issue for me. It really has. There hasn't really been, it rains, right? It's not like Colorado or the desert or anywhere else. It does rain. It gets wet, so there's times where you can get caught in it, but for the most part, I haven't, and I don't. And a lot of it depends on where you're at in the Philippines. You can avoid a lot of the big low pressure systems. Storms come in. Let's see if we can kind of get this up and going. We'll share a screen. Yeah. Take a look at this screen here. I was looking at this before we got in. The weather patterns are that they're patterns, right? And they in the United States, how you can have those typhoons and hurricanes come in down and hit Florida or Louisiana, and it seems like they go the same damn place every time. Very similar here. They have a very predictable path, and I like this application right here. It's called Zoom Earth, as you could probably see. I think I'm sharing this. I just dig this application. I think it's a phenomenal app. Shout out to you, Richard, up there in Manila. He's the one that kind of introduced me to it. Prior to that, I was using Windy, W-I-N-D-Y, and what's his name from Amazing Philippines? Crap, I can't even remember. Rod? Yeah, Rod. He talked a lot about that, and I still use both. But I do like this Zoom Earth, man. I think it works well, and I like the notifications also. I have the app on my phone, and it pops up notifications, which is cool because then you can watch them. Admittedly, living where I live now down here in Mindanao, I don't watch the storms as much because, as I was saying earlier, these storms most of them track to the north. So if you're Luzon, Manila area, you get the majority of these dang storms. As you can see here, we got one kind of ripping through right now. And for us, I mean, yesterday was sunny. We're down here in just kind of this northern Mindanao area. So yeah, the weather here, non-issue, but a lot of it depends on where you're at in the Philippines. There are certain regions that are more prone to weather disturbances like low pressure systems. And then there's other regions that are more prone to, where the hell am I at here? There we go. There's other regions that are more prone to like volcanoes, earthquakes, and all that other stuff. So you really, picking where you want to be in the Philippines is really key. And I want to show this too, because this is something that really is interesting. This is a really long area, right? I've said this a lot too. You're talking Detroit, Daytona, so it's a really long area. Now, there's not a lot of landmass here, but it's a really long kind of country spread out. So there is, lots of places for us to go, lots of places for us to see and kind of chill out and experience. Excited for this next couple journey coming up. Just kind of talk a little bit about what's going on, why people kind of show up and get their popcorn or get their pillows ready, put them to sleep. I was told I should read bedtime stories. You got a nice relaxing voice to put people to sleep. Oh man, admittedly I haven't had all my coffee yet, so I'm waking up still. Anyways, yeah. What was I talking about before I got off topic? Not the weather. Yeah, just kind of things coming up. We got Butuan coming up, or Bacolod City coming up with a Mascara festival. I'm excited about getting out to see that, getting kind of see, get out and travel around, get on the bikes again. Oh, sorry. Yeah, get on the bikes and travel around. Show Mary Rose too, kind of a little bit of Negros and stuff like that. You know, as Westerners and Americans and whatnot, we travel all over our countries. You know, we most of us don't live in the same town we grew up in or were raised in, right, or born in. It's opposite here, 180 here. Most people don't get out of the town that they were born in. So, you know, for a Filipino to go to a neighboring island is pretty rare. Doesn't happen a lot. Even wealthy Filipinos. I remember talking to these guys in Cebu City who, you know, they're professionals. They haven't been the majority of the places in their own country. So just traveling around their own country is pretty wild. So they're pretty unique. And I'm excited to get back on the bikes again and you know, travel with Mary Rose and kind of show her around some of this landscape. And you know, we got a really great trip and just right outside of here, just gorgeous area. I can't wait to get back up in there and ride through that in the mountains. So and then most of northern Mindanao is whatever, especially as you get beyond. We can pull up the map, especially as you have the stage. We'll just make this the map. All right. So yeah, most of Mindanao is pretty, yeah, whatever. Especially once you get beyond CDO, you know, this whole road through here isn't. But this section here through the mountains is just epic, man. Just absolutely epic. I think they call it Claravera or terrain. Yeah, this mountain region right through here. Yeah, Claravera. Man, just from Hanog through CDO. Actually, not even that, but as soon as you get out of Hanog, it's super beautiful and super twisty. Right in through this mountain pass, just gorgeous. But then the rest of it's, yeah, whatever. It gets nice again once you get out of like kind of Ozamis up to Dipolog again. But this coastal road is whatever. It's nothing to get excited about. But this mountain pass isn't too bad. I've discovered I really like kind of mountain passes more than I like beach roads, just simply because a lot of the beach roads you don't really get to see much. Now, not all of them, but a lot of the beach roads, sometimes, especially if it's flat, you just don't even know you're against the water. Versus if it's mountainous and hilly, you got these really open and expansive views. As my riding around here, I've done. I really like those types of rides more than coastal roads. For the most part, there are some really epic coastal roads for sure. There were parts in that eastern Mindanao route that were pretty scenic, and of course Samar. Oh man, riding up the coast of Samar and the northeastern coast up there is just amazing. But yeah, looking forward to get back on the road again. Looking forward to get riding around. So we'll probably head out of here. I don't know, less than 2 weeks. We'll be on the road. So um, yeah, we need to be out in Bacolod on this. But I think that's the 16th. So we'll be out there, and it's going to be at least a week to get there. You know, we're gonna slow roll it, take our time, ride for a day, ride for whatever 3-4 hours, and then I like to spend 2 nights somewhere. If I just spend a night, because hell, you can't check in until like 2 in the afternoon, right? Or 3, whatever. You had to most. You get checked in, and then you get up the next day and you go. And hell, you feel like you spend most of the time just packing. So I like to spend 2 nights somewhere, and so a full day in a destination. That way, I can kind of get off the bike and stretch and check it out, and see what there is, if anything, to see in the town, right? So we'll take a full week to get over to Bacolod, and then maybe longer. Find a spot or so that we like to chill at. I've done a lot of this route already, the Northern Mindanao route. I did that back in whenever the hell I did that. November, was it? About a year ago? Shit, I don't remember when I did that, but yeah, right around then, I guess. And then so I've done a little bit of it, and then when we get up in when we get up in northern Negros too, we're gonna spend a little bit of time up there. So here we are in Butuan. We're gonna ride this whole northern coast. Mary Rose and I, and then we'll catch a ferry from Dapitan over to Dumaguete, and then from Dumaguete we'll ride up to Bacolod, right? So that's kind of the plan. Excuse me. And then once we get out of the Mascara Festival, and that's like a week, not quite a week, that we'll be there. It lasts longer than that, but the bulk of it is like that Sunday, shortly after we get there. So we'll be there for the Mascara Festival in Bacolod, and then we plan on heading out and hitting some of this mountain region up here, which is absolutely epic. This Don Salvador region is just gorgeous. Yeah, this road is just epic, man. Just epic. But not this curvy part isn't as good as some of these more. It's just so gorgeous, man. I love the riding, actually, and then Northern Negros. It might be some of the better stuff. I mean, there's just so much. Billy Ron was nice up in Leyte. Leyte is nice. Mindanao's got some spots here that I'm just getting into, so I haven't really rode a lot of Mindanao, admittedly. This Butuan region just south of me, I think it's going to be Malay, Valencia. This Butuan region is going to be great. So anyways, that's kind of what we got going on coming up. Yeah, just really excited. Finalizing the house. Yes. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Hey, Richard was talking about you. Yeah, dry and sunny there. Yeah, shout out to you, brother, for showing me that app. You guys have been getting some weather up there. Yeah, let's pull that up again. Yeah, finally the storm is beyond you, right? Heading over to Vietnam. Yeah, we got some nice sunny weather, no other low pressures. And guys, that's how these storms typically roll in, right? They develop off to the east here and just kind of roll right in. And most of them roll right up kind of this coast of, hit Leyte, Samar, Luzon, that kind of deal. So most of the southern Philippines, or even central, is most of the time, obviously not all, right? They're not on train tracks, but most of the time that's the path they take. But yeah, looks like we've got some clear weather for a while here, man. Digging that. Yeah, perfect. Hopefully it holds up for my trip. Because last year I had this trip booked too, and I had to cancel. I had to cancel it because there was a low pressure system that had all the ferries shut down. I was stuck in Cebu. I couldn't left if I wanted to, right? So yeah, good morning, brother. Hope all's good up there. Hope you're enjoying the new bike, man. Did you get the new bike yet? Guy picked up, I think, a Z900 Kawasaki. I went and sat on a CF Moto 230 Dual Sport. That thing is so cheap. 230 something bucks. Dude, it's dirt cheap. Let's see if I can pull up the photos on that. Yeah, let's see if I can share this out. I think I can share this. Let's see here. Let's remove add. Share. Let's see. Hold on. Stop. Share screen. Window. How about that? Did that work? Yeah. All right. You're seeing that. So yeah, I went and looked at that little CF Moto, man. What a little bike that is. Freaking just right at 100,000 pesos. Right at 100,000. I mean, come on, man. That is so damn cheap. 100,000 pesos. So that's 1,700 bucks, man, for a motorcycle. You can barely buy a pedal bike for that, man. Yeah, amazing. Little dual sport, something to learn on. Yeah, really excited about that. Hey, I've talked about this before on a couple of videos, but if you don't know, if you go into your calculator and then click on convert, you can do conversions to pesos or whatever currency, right? So just a kind of a tip on that. But yeah, super stoked about the CF Moto and just dual sports in general. I think, I want to get, I am looking to maybe pick up a little dual sport for a lot of reasons. I think that CC range, as we've talked about a lot before too, here anyways. Now up where you're at, it's a little bit bigger bike is helpful, but down here, man, in most of the other Philippines, that 150 to 500 is kind of that sweet spot here. So I'm really excited about checking out some other bikes. Yes, what's up, Jeff? Holy smokies. Just ordered a pizza. About want to watch some football. What are we talking about? Oh, college ball. What do we got? We got Saturday night, right? Sunday morning, Saturday night there. All right, man. Got Saturday night football? Must be college ball, eh? What's up, brother? Hope you're good, man. Hope all's well up there. You guys probably cooling down a little bit, eh? Late September. I know Colorado, we'd be, heck, we might have already had a snow already. The nice thing about Colorado, everyone has this perception of Colorado and the weather, and it is freaking intense, right? We can get absolutely freaking dumped on, dude. Feet of snow, like I remember some storms there, man, like 4 feet of snow. But the thing about Colorado is 3 days later, whatever, the sun would come out and you're at whatever, mile high, right? So when that sun comes out, that snow goes. So I rode my motorcycle year round. So you'd get these big storms, you'd get these weather systems that would roll through there and you get absolutely dumped on. But shoot, a week later, all that's gone, right? So it's pretty wild, man. The weather there was what they would say is the best kept secret. Beautiful weather there. Beautiful weather. Yeah, Colorado. I'm glad I lived there as long as I did. Really gorgeous part of the North America. Yeah, finally back to riding. Yeah, no, been bummed having no bike. That's right. So you sold your bike to get this new one, brother. You got to have two bikes, man. You got to have two. I'm so glad I got the two bikes. I got the ADV, and I did that video on the ADV versus the NX, and I'll line up, man. If I had to choose between those two bikes, I don't know which one I would choose. Now, and that goes to say too that I just think the NX is way too heavy for me right now, and the type of riding that I do, slow speed city stuff, scooter works for 90% of that crap, right? So, so here where I'm at, I kind of those lighter, smaller bikes is kind of right up my alley, what I'm looking for. But yeah, good for you. I'm glad you're, hopefully that you get that bike soon. Yeah, I use Zoom Earth, to scout out my golf weather. Right, sketchy stuff is heading that way. Yeah. I never heard of it before. Richard introduced me to it, and I think he really liked the animation in it, and I do too. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like it. And two, like I said, I like the notification. I get it set up where it pings my watch for the low pressure systems that are coming around, and I find that really helpful too. And not because now I don't watch it as much. When I lived in Leyte, I kind of was a little more dialed in because I think you are a little bit more on the leading edge there. But yeah. Here, not so much. I really like this northern coast of Mindanao is, I'm still figuring it out, still learning it, but I think this northern coast of Mindanao, you avoid a lot of that. You avoid the big, the low pressure systems, and you're not in southern Mindanao where you have to worry about earthquakes and volcanoes and all that other crap. So this is a pretty good sweet spot here. I'm digging it so far. Still figuring it all out, but yeah. Yeah, the weather hasn't cooperated. Yeah. Because you were in between the two bikes. Yep. Forget bedtime stories. Just spark up the Roomba and narrate. It's activity for an hour. All right. Oh my gosh. I did run that thing the other day. Yeah. This is I guess I had that house in Cebu City where I could have run it. I haven't really used my vacuum too much. But here I run it. Yeah, we've run it a couple times. I like having these really hard floors like this, these tile floors. They're nice and cool, and they're easy to keep clean. Yeah, I like a clean floor. I'm a little OCD, admittedly. I like shit clean, man. It's funny. I'm cleaner than than most Filipinos. And it's really funny, man, because it's a different world here. You have people who've lived in dirt floors and people who've grown up in shacks and stuff like that. And closing doors and it's just a different level of life and what we're used to. And, for me, cleaning stuff is just second nature, given how I was raised. But I didn't grow up, living in dirt floors and stuff like that. And so it's just really different, especially when you think about that. They're not used to shutting doors. You got the AC blasting. I always joke, about, I'd love to take Mary Rose back to United States just for 2 days, right? Just for 2 days. I would never want to move back with her in particular. Why ruin a good human being? But if I could take her back just for a couple days, and in the middle of winter in Colorado, and what I'd like to do is just stand there with a door wide open and talk to family while she's over there and all that cold air is blowing in, just so she can experience what I'm going through here. Just standing there with the door wide open, all that hot air rushing in. And then freaking sweating my ass off for the next half hour while the AC catches up. Just for a couple days, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, too funny, brother. What's up, Dave? Where the hell are you at, man? Where are you off to in this world? Are you over in, I don't know, freaking Malaysia, Indonesia? I don't know why. I'm such an idiot when it comes to geography. I need to kind of do a little more research and distinguish those two. Anyways, where the hell are you at, man? When I'm leaving the Philippines, I usually tell myself that I'll only go to small islands when I come back there. Yeah. That's still how I'm feeling. If I need the city, I'll just live in another country. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I admit that I definitely like being out here where I'm at. Cebu City wasn't a good fit for me, but that doesn't make it necessarily a bad fit for people. We've talked about a little bit about this before. The thing I think about is just think about moving to the United States. Think about moving to the United States, and when you move to the United States, you get to like New York City, or you get to Detroit or Daytona or any one of the big cities. It's very much how the Philippines is. It's a big country as far as north-south, as we talked about, right? And there's a lot of differences between those areas. And how the hell could you plan on or pick right away in the United States where is a good fit for you? So, especially with to me, there's not a lot of talk about the differences between these regions, what they're like, because there are differences, man. There really are cultural differences, nuances. A lot of people talked about Iloilo and stuff like that, but then I don't know, man. I got there and I'm like, there's not a really friendly vibe there. And then I've heard other folks also mention that, right? So it's just, anyways, there's just a lot to kind of take in and when you get here and just figuring out what's a good fit for you. And, some people are going to absolutely love living in Detroit, Michigan, right? Some people would love being there, and some people, they just absolutely couldn't stand living there, right? It doesn't make Detroit a bad town. Same thing with Cebu, right? Some people are going to absolutely love being in Cebu, and some people are going to absolutely hate it. Dave, I'm like you, where I've gotten to the point out here in the Philippines where, the regions that I enjoy are the less populated ones. So I'm with you. I like it a lot. The road less traveled for me is where I enjoy. And, it's all been safe. It's all been friendly. It's all been all of that, and I think that's the big discovery for me too. I was just kind of talking about this with a buddy of mine about riding motorcycles and exploring. And, in the West, in the United States, you go up a dirt road or go around somewhere and you happen on someone's house. I mean, crap, you got to worry about getting shot and, people coming out with guns and shit like that. And here you do that and you get worried about people inviting you in for dinner. It's so different. It's so different. Now, granted, that's not everywhere in this country, and that's not everywhere in the United States. It's like that either. But fundamentally, these are warm, friendly, inviting people here, no matter where you're at. And there are some red zones here that we don't go to, but it's just such a 180 from life in the West, where you got to be really careful where you would ride and what you go up on. And here you do too, but it's not as threatening. It's not as dangerous, provided you're not in some of these more Muslim, more marked areas that are dangerous. So, anyways, man, just really, I'm with you, Dave. I as the more time that I've been here, the more time that I like kind of being out of these more populated areas. And it's not even just population. Maybe even just more foreigner populated. Like, I really like Davao, and I know you do too. And what I like about it is there are foreigners there. There's a lot of big Indian population. That was one of the things I really noticed about Davao, is there was a lot of foreign medical students. Like they'll come there for medical training. Yeah, it's really wild. You keep talking about AI. Why not do a live AI question? Huh. I don't know. Maybe ask it, where is a good place to live in the Philippines as an expat who wants to golf and not spend a fortune? That is a great question. Let's open that up. And let's see, where would I put that in? Yeah, I guess so. Here, I got some. So I started utilizing projects. I don't know, Jeff, if you've done any of that. I started utilizing the project tab, and I like that because you can, sometimes AI will chat GPT doesn't necessarily cross-reference other tabs to do stuff. So you'll build out this whole thing, and then it won't necessarily talk to the other tab, right? So it's a little bit frustrating. So I've built these projects in chat GPT so that way everything can kind of talk to each other. So I was just kind of thinking about that, where I would put this. Yeah, let's put this here. Well, yeah, how about traveling around? It might not have the resources, but let's ask that question. Hey, I'm on a live stream, and a gentleman here is, yeah, he says, maybe you can ask it, where's a good place to live? Ask you, AI, where's a good place to live in the Philippines as an expat who wants to golf but not spend a fortune? So where could someone live in the Philippines where they could play golf and not spend a fortune? If I'm thinking about it, I know Cebu had some golf courses. I think Davao also has some golf courses. But yeah, what are some of the areas? Well, there's probably quite a few golf courses up in Luzon and the Manila area. But what are some regions of the Philippines that have some really good golf courses that are also priced pretty conservatively? Yeah, what a great question, Jeff. And then I think I could bring that up. Yeah, I could bring the results up on the other screen. It's thinking about it. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, let me pull it up over here. YouTube. What did I see? That was traveling around the Philippines. Yeah, I think I could. Yeah. I'm just looking through here to see what I show. All right, let's do that. Let's do stop sharing, share screen, window, chat GPT, share. All right. Nice. I love that someone on your stream is asking this. Great question. Here's a breakdown of good areas in the Philippines for expats who want golf access without breaking the bank. And yes, I'm sharing that, right? Good. Okay, cool. Yeah, right away, Davao City. Interesting. Low cost of living, very safe, clean in the Philippines, multiple golf courses, Apaw, golf. I really liked Davao City. I loved it down there. I could see being down there at some point. There is a large expat, but it's different. It's different down there. There are expats everywhere in the Philippines, guys. There really are. But the difference when you get out of like Cebu City's like freaking amateur hour, right? I feel like, Las Vegas, and people go to Las Vegas, like the non-drinkers who go to Las Vegas and they've never drank before, and then they go and they're just all stupid and they get all drunk and fumbling all over themselves, and that kind of deal, right? Like New Year's Eve and amateur hour at the pub. That's what kind of Cebu City's like. You got all these guys that are just horn dogs running around, you know. I'm like, whatever, teach their own. I just don't have any patience for people like that. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, go to catch up to me in a year or two when you've realized it's not all about dating, and if you look too, the guys that are out of here, the guys that just come and go, it's just because they came here for the dating. I mean, think about that. How long does it take for you to just get absolutely bored of that, or figure out that that's just going to drive you crazy? It's just going to drive you batty. Because not dating is a whole world of problems, right? But dating, and in particular, someone who's young like that, is a whole nother set of problems. It's just like, anyways, off topic, squirrel. But let's go a deep dive into here. But yeah, so your number one choice to vow, and yeah, I like that too. I would agree with that. Cebu, yep. Outside of the city, okay. All right, why it's great. Several golf courses, okay. All right, yeah. All right. Lapu-Lapu or Mactan even has, okay. I would not want to stay out in Lapu-Lapu or Mactan. You're just so isolated out there. Yeah, bustling touristy parts, but plenty of quiet towns nearby. Okay. Iloilo, interesting. Yeah. Santa Barbara Golf Club, okay. All right. Not overpriced. Yeah, I think the housing out there in Iloilo is a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, it might be a hard time, but kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Clark, I would think this would be Clark is supposed to be up and coming, man. It's been not new up and coming, but I do know that there's a lot of talk about stuff going on up there. A lot of stuff being built out. The problem with Luzon is you get the low pressures that run through there. So you just get, like Richard, those guys, they've been getting rained out, man. Tagaytay, down south a little bit. Yeah, except you're right at the freaking base of a volcano. Yeah, cooler weather because you're up in elevation. Oh, that's really great, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. And you're right on. I should, as much as I'm a fan of that kind of thing, I should be incorporating that more in my live streams, just to show you guys what you can do with AI. As given my age demographic, a lot of guys don't really use it. I think it's incredible, man. I use it for stuff like that all the time. And you can tell what I did is I just dictated to it. So I open up the microphone and I dictate, and then it transcribes and goes out and looks. But I'm a huge fan, man. Freaking love it. Love it. Yeah, great stuff, Jeff. Appreciate that. Yeah. Take care. You and your scriber enjoy. Yes, it's a sunny day today. I think it might be, man. Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah, no, I think we got some good weather today, and we're starting to. We started a little bit of this pre-trip prep. We got some orders coming in from Amazon. I'm still waiting for the drone to come in. Oh my gosh, I had a little bit of problem with the drone. Yeah, anyways, we'll see. So DJI shipped the drone. I bought the drone, the Mini 5 Pro, right? And it gets to Cebu, and then I get a message from DHL and Cebu saying I got to pay customs and taxes, and then they want me to fill out this paperwork that had just like a bunch of like personal information. I'm like, I said, you know what? Go ahead and just ship this back to DJI. I'll just buy it locally. Well, they wouldn't do it. And then they were like, you need to pay these fees anyways, regardless if we ship it or not. I'm like, wait a minute here. Why would I pay taxes and import fees on an item I'm not even going to receive? So a little bit of drama, honestly, with this this drone shipment. So anyway, we'll see what happens. The latest, I got an email yesterday saying that they're going to contact the sender, DJI, and have them. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might have to ditch the drone and pick it up locally somewhere. But there's been a little bit of, admittedly, a drama around that. But yeah, we've started our pre-trip prep still a little bit early, as we'll probably be another week or so before we head out of here. But yeah, getting ready for that. But yeah, time to get out and do some riding. Maybe go to the beach today. It's Sunday here. We want to probably go out to the markets and stuff like that. Maybe get some fresh fruit. Yeah, Iloilo. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Young, fresh global travel, flying to see her October 15th to the 17th. Nice, dude. You going out to see your girl? Yeah, you going out to see your girl? LDR, first time meeting her? Yeah. Well, good luck, man. Good luck. Hope that works out. Such a hard deal, right? LDR is rough. It's rough. I couldn't imagine. I think it's just bad for everybody. It really is. It's bad for the Filipino. It's bad for you. Hard times, man. Good luck, brother. Good luck. Got your eyeballs on Iloilo or CDO? Neither. Well, it's up to you, man. So the thing about Iloilo, and granted, I did not spend a lot of time there. I liked it. It's okay. I didn't like the people there. Admit it, to be fully honest. They just were not friendly. They weren't unfriendly, but they also just weren't friendly. There was just a different vibe there. And then the couple of things that I've just seen about it is the housing's a little bit of a mess there. Like, it's hard to find good, affordable, cheap housing. But that could be a problem anywhere and everywhere, honestly. I mean, some areas are more problematic than others, but it's hard to find good quality housing here. It really is. It is. And that's one of the main things that people bring up when they talk about Thailand or anywhere else in Southeast Asia, probably Vietnam, any of that. You don't get good quality housing here in the Philippines and goods in general. It's hard to get top quality. There's kind of like this half-ass mentality here. There's this, it's kind of I don't necessarily want to say it's a lazy culture, but it is in some ways. It's just not this, like where we come from, it's so different. I'm not saying Filipinos are lazy or any of that, but it really is kind of like this. It's this half-ass culture, I would say, in some ways. It's wild. So good housing. I mean, you'll go look at a house or an apartment and it'll be filthy dirty. Like, no one will clean it for you to go see it. There's none of that. It's weird, dude. It's weird in a lot of ways. Versus if you go to like Thailand or Vietnam, you'll walk into a place and it'll be, it'll be spotless. It'll be clean. It'll be modern. It'll be new and be well done. And the details are there. Paint. I've gone into places, and when I remember looking around Dumaguete, it was just trashed. It smelled like urine. It was wild, man. I was like, yeah, it was wild. I couldn't believe it. And CDO's all right. It's just CDO's got some traffic problems. So you really want to make sure that you pick apart. And same with Cebu, honestly, too. Picking the right area is key for CDO and Cebu. Like, if you're going to be in Cebu, the business park and the IT park are just great, because then you can kind of walk around and do that. CDO similarly, but CDO isn't laid out like that. I guess it is a little bit where you can get by around on foot. It's all right. Cebu is very walkable. Very walkable. I mean, granted, you got to be careful, right? The sidewalks and all that shit are kind of all over the place, but you can walk all through that town. You can walk from the business park, the IT park, pretty easy, less than a half hour. And, so you can get around. Cebu's just packed in there like that. And some of the other towns aren't as good. Now, Iloilo's got nice sidewalks and stuff, but shit, I was taking grabs everywhere. I didn't find it a very walkable town to get where I needed to around. You have to get a car. You'd have to drive around. Cebu City, you don't want a car. You can get around very easily without one, either walking or taking motor taxis or taxis. Iloilo, I just found that I had to get grabs everywhere I was going, and just because it was spread out a little bit and beautiful. I mean, sidewalks and stuff. An e-bike would be absolutely freaking perfect in Iloilo. An e-bike. It's a great town in that way. It's nice. It's beautiful. It's good. It's just for some reason it didn't vibe with me much. How do you watch Sunday Night Football out there? Do you stream? I haven't. I stopped watching football pretty much. I don't even know. Admittedly, I stopped watching sports years ago. Years ago, I kind of stopped watching, and then I'd go seasons or two without. But I don't really watch any sports out here at all. I liked NFL football was great, but yeah, the last couple of years I was in the United States. I didn't really watch much football. I did watch more hockey than football. I was a big fan of hockey. I really enjoyed hockey. I loved the playoff experience with hockey. I thought was just so much better than any other sport. So I really liked hockey, but I don't really watch anything here. I don't really watch. Maybe some women's track and field, but that's about it. I still think I'm going to get an adventure bike. Yeah, dude. The thing I have about adventure bikes is if you've never been on a motorcycle off-road, start with a dual sport. I made that mistake. Man, I bought a big old honking Tanner 700. Let's see if I can pull that up. I bought a big old freaking Tanner 700, and it was too much bike for me for my first time off-road. Yeah, it was way too much bike for me to ride off-road. Let's see here. Where am I at? Share. Okay. 1 second. Share screen. Window. Yeah, here you go. Share. Yeah, too much bike for me off-road. That's my bike. That's Colorado. And it just was way too heavy. And I'm trying to learn how to freaking ride off-road on that dang thing. It was crazy. There's my boy. But yeah, that's before. Here's my garage. Yeah, there's my two bikes. My Tanner, my Duke. But my point is if you're going to learn to ride off-road, I would get a dual sport, man. I would get a dual sport. I really would. It's so much. It's better to learn on that. Right. And that, so what happened is I get this big old freaking honking Tanner 700 and I'm riding off road and I go down on the bike a couple times, which I was ready for. I was geared out. Right. But then you get spooked and then you don't ride versus if you get a nice little dual sport that you can handle and manage to learn riding off road. I think that's just a better way to go, man. I wish I went that way. So I'm looking to get a little dual sport, maybe that little CF Moto or maybe the KLX 300 or some bikes that are coming out. There's a couple of bikes that are coming out. Kawai's got this. Let's see if we can. And I'm so excited about the next couple months that are coming out, man, because you've got a bunch of new bikes that are coming out. You got, with EICMA coming up. You've got a bunch of new bikes. Just going out to Kawai's website here real quick. There's KLX 300. This looks like a bike. I think this is the bike I'd love to pick up. Just a great little dual sport, light, very capable, better than the Honda in a lot of ways because you've got better upgraded suspension. The Honda, unfortunately, it's just got horrible suspension. I know they've upgraded it, but even then, it's just way too soft for us Americans. It's sprung for a freaking someone who's $150, not 200 plus pounds. Anyways, I think that's kind of the direction I might go is a little dual sport. They also have, let's see what else they got here. A motorcycle. They got they got these little Sherpas too. Yeah, check these guys out, man. Look at that little guy. I mean, if that doesn't scream Philippines, I don't know what does. My only concern about this is it's probably a little bit too. I think I like the 300cc, but that's a great little bike for the Philippines, man. Got a little rack on the back. Then you can go anywhere and everywhere. I think this is the bike I'm going to look at. And I know for you it's a little different because you've got interstates up there. Yeah, but this bike, man, I love this little bike. I think that'd be great, man. I'll dig that. And there is a dealership here Kawasaki dealership here in Butuan. I already asked them if I could order bikes. The other thing too I might do is just go back to Cebu. I could easily go back to Cebu and pick up bikes there. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, enjoy your walk, man. What's up, Odo? Yeah, my Onaga, brother. Yeah. Hope you're doing good. Or yeah, Magandang Umaga. My bad. Yeah. What is my Onaga? Where the hell is that at? I can't remember my dialects now. Is that that might be Ilonggo? Anyways. I do know in Tagalog. It's Magandang Umaga. Good morning, brother. Hope you're good there. Yeah, Mike, what's up, man? Yeah, how's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Are you up, baby? Aw, my umbuntag. I got the camera, baby. I got the camera facing the door, so if you pop in here, you'll be on camera. Just as a heads up. I made some new coffee. Did you try it? No. Yeah, I tried the hazelnut stuff. Oh, I will show you something. I will go there. Okay. Yeah, just make sure you got clothes on. We're gonna see a big spike in viewer retention if not. What's up, brother? How you doing, Mike? You doing good? Where are you at? Middle of winter. I thought, yeah. Right? I know I'm way behind in comments. My bad, Mike or Jeff. Yeah, middle of winter. I thought you liked her, but so true. They have no idea about how cold it gets. Yeah.
Surprise! Look at this.
Wow.
You know where this came from?
No.
From our landscaper messaged me.
What landscaper? Oh.
The guy.
Yeah, the guys who did the work?
Yeah.
Oh, how sweet.
He's from Bukidnon and he wants you to try. So he brought
some pineapples from Butuan? Oh,
yes,
how cool. You. That's so
the
sweet.
The wife messaged me this morning.
Oh, that's so cool. Those guys are awesome, man.
Yeah, 5:30. He's there. I was like, you should have just snapped because you're awake.
Yeah.
But yeah, he don't want to interrupt your.
So he left them on the porch?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Or landscapers, man. Yeah, babe. From Butuan. Our landscapers, just brought us. You probably can't hear her that well, but they had brought some pineapples. Really cool people, man. Yeah, good people. Yeah, that's what you got here in this country, man. There's people doing crap like that. I mean, that's how it used to be in the West, right? Back in the 50s and 60s. But yeah, so cool, man. Hey, tell them thank you, babe.
Yeah, I told them already.
Oh, yeah, so cool. Yeah. And he reached out and wants to do some riding too. He's got I think a 150 Honda or a 250 Honda, dual sport. So a lot of the riding here, a lot of dual sport riding here. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, really cool, babe. Yeah. Did you get the coffee?
Oh, it smells good.
For you, yeah. Drink that's in there, babe. And then if you want to make some more, just add a scoop.
It smells like the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah. If you want, I could grind up some more. Anyways. Yeah. Huh?
It tastes good because it's not strong.
Yeah. I know, right, Jeff? They can open up that damn door and leave it wide open. Freaking all that heat comes right in. You're still in Jakarta? Okay, cool, man. Yeah, Indonesia. Butuan is your favorite cities in the Philippines, but I just feel like an alien in the Philippines everywhere except maybe Siargao. Yeah, plenty of foreigners there. Yeah, I've not been up to Siargao yet. You know what? Let's do this. Let's pull up the map because there's some areas There's some areas here. So we're talking about Siargao, and then General Luna is the area where you won't feel like a foreigner, right? It's all the Westerners go. But my buddy Kevin, he was telling me that if you freaking go up in this northern region, it's just epic. So I was actually planning on just skipping Siargao because I just don't like. I went to what do you call what's that hell that island over? Starts with a B. It's Boracay. I went to Boracay, and I just too many damn tourists there, and the same thing with there. But it's Siargao is a big island, and you can head up north and see some just really epic stuff. So that's my plan is to go to northern Siargao. I'll hit General Luna just for a moment or two, but I'll probably get out of there pretty quick. Iloilo, I just heard about the non-smiley vibe. Yeah, the other day, more serious, maybe like Western Mall, where you pretty much keep to yourself. Weird. Yeah, dude. Again, I was just there for a weekend. I was helping my buddy Scott at the time move over there, and it just was like it wasn't unfriendly, but it wasn't friendly, and it was different. It was a different vibe out there for sure. Nothing like I'd seen in. Well, there are some cities that aren't as friendly as other regions. There really are, and it just depends on that. But yeah, yeah, Mindanao so far has been great. I haven't had nothing like that. Cebu pockets. There were pockets where you would have some not so friendly situations. But then there were people were more standoffish in certain regions too. And then you get out where there's nobody at and they're just super friendly. They're just like super, not only they're just friendly, they're super curious and then inviting and that kind of deal. So it really does depend. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, it's not it's just nothing like he said. Yeah, it's not bad. I agree. It's not bad. And it is, they've got some nice malls, they've got some decent housing and blown up like that. Yeah, no, you're right. He's definitely helped the people coming there but whatever. I mean, I've been there. The thing about Iloilo to me that I didn't like is really the surrounding area, and I just need to get over there to kind of explore it a little bit more. Where the hell am I? Yeah. So I just didn't. I felt like there wasn't much around. There was this Gamiris Island that I went to that I don't know. It was kind of flat and boring, to be honest with you. So I just didn't find the area that appealing to me, and and what's everywhere around. But whatever. It's got a great town. You've got some walks that you can do along the river. I think there's definitely worse places to be in the Philippines for sure. For sure, right? If I had to choose between going back to Cebu and living in Cebu or living in Iloilo, I think I would go to Iloilo and live. Yeah. If I had a choice between living in Davao and Iloilo, I would go to Davao. Yeah, if I had to choose between CDO and Iloilo, I don't know what I would choose. I think I would choose Iloilo over CDO for me. Now, this is just me. Well, the thing I like about CDO is kind of what I don't like about Iloilo, which is area. At least in CDO, you can get up in Butuan very easily. You can get out, but you can go over towards me and this Clavara. So there are some surrounding areas, I think, in CDO that's really nice. You can get up to Camigan pretty easily too, right? So that's what I like about this area is there's a lot to see other than the city. The thing I don't like about Iloilo, I just don't think there's I don't know, man. I just need to get up and check it out a little bit more. I wasn't impressed, but admittedly, I was not there very long, right? So yeah, yeah. Iloilo City is old money, so generally reserved and private, not chatty. That, brother, that might be what it was. Is old money and upper class where, yeah, that might be where it was, more reserved. Yeah. That might be a good kind of feel or a good way to describe how it was there. Yeah, because there was some upper class that was there. You could see it, you could feel it, the bigger upper middle class. So yeah, but my understanding about kind of a little bit of the history is the wealthy plantationers actually went over to Bacolod and kind of went that direction. Like a lot of the money went over there. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just yeah. A real I ain't no gentleman, just saying. Yeah, good info about Iloilo. Yeah, it's something to check out for me even further. It's something I want to get to. I want to ride that region. I want to get up and ride the mountains up in there. I want to get up and let's see, where am I at here? Google Maps. There we go. I do want to get up and I want to ride this mountain region. I mean, that just looks epic. I do want to ride this. Maybe this is the coastal road that would just blow you away. So I do want to ride it. I do want to check it out. But as far as a city that's really calling me and a place to live, nah, not really. Not really. Like I said, I think I'd rather be in Davao. Yeah, Jeff, I like Davao. I like Davao a lot. I like it a lot. You can get the thing about, so there's some disadvantages to Davao, but let's look at that. One of them is you can just see you're at the other end of the Philippines. You're way south, so Davao is a little bit tricky to explore the rest of the Philippines. The nice thing about Cebu City is you're centrally located. Crap, you can hop on an airplane, you can hop on a boat, you can get anywhere and everywhere. If just from even Cebu and hell, even from Manila, really, you can get in a lot of destinations from Manila. Davao is on the way south, so it's harder to get to other places. Now it's got a major airport, you can hop in and you can fly a lot of destinations, but for like me as a motorcyclist, you're a little bit limited to traveling to like Cebu, like by motorcycle, or to Luzon or anything else, right? So that's just one of the little things. And the other thing about Davao is why they're not in the big typhoon path, right? They do have a lot more earthquakes there, a lot more earthquakes. If you look at Phil Volks and all that, freaking earthquakes there rattling off all the damn time. Phil Volks is that website where you can track natural disasters, tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, and all that. So, yeah, so there's some pros and cons of being there. It's also a really big spread out city. And it's a city, too, that's divided by a river. You got north and south. Let's see if we can pull out traffic. Traffic. Yeah, so, but again, it's Sunday morning, 7:30 in the morning, you're not going to see much traffic. But you've got some traffic. These are big congestion points here along this river. So yeah, but you definitely will want transportation living in Davao. You got a cool little island out here, or Samal. I believe there's a bridge that's being built to kind of span across here. So I liked Davao a lot, man. I liked it. Really good food, big international airport, decent housing. You get cheap houses, especially if you look to be outside a little bit, out of town. You do have some really cool riding to the north. You can get out to Tagum. I really like Tagum. Down to Mati down here, which is really cool. So yeah, I mean, yeah. And so for a golfer, Jeff, there's some golfing down there too, it sounds like. I like it. If I had to choose between living in Cebu City or Davao, no question. No question. If I had to backtrack and start all over again and choose between Cebu City or Davao, I would go to Davao. Yeah, I just like it. The Cebu City just kind of, but that's me, right? It's my taste, salt and vinegar potato chips, to each their own. It doesn't make Cebu City bad and wrong. It's just kind of my personal taste, my subjective view. Yeah. Tagaytay and Lipa City. Huh. Short answer, Tagaytay. Yeah. Yeah, gorgeous up there. Yeah, you're in that area, brother. But yeah, gorgeous up there, Tagaytay. or Tagaytay or whatever the hell I pronounce that. Not the best time to go to Davao with the alleged destabilization movements of previous administration's diehard supporters there. Yeah, you might have a point there, eh? But let's talk about that a little bit. So on my live stream here, one of the viewers brought up not the best time to go to Davao City with the destabilization of the government. A lot of supporters for the Duterte. What are your thoughts about that? And is there some kind of local uprising towards Davao? And would that be something that a foreigner moving to the Philippines should consider? Yeah, so I just asked AI about that kind of deal right there, because you're right. But that might be Mindanao in general, right? That's going on. Yeah, so let's pull this up. Let's pull this up. I asked it on my iPad, but we can bring it up over here too. Oops. Yeah, traveling around. 1 second. Yeah, let's pull this up. Stop share screen, window, chat GPT. Okay, I think I'm sharing that. Let's just make sure. Yes. What does chat GPT say about that particular? Yeah, great question to bring up on your stream, and totally valid concern when choosing where to settle. Here's the ground to take with your audience in mind. Is Davao City safe right now for expats? Political tension, yes. But here's the big picture. Yeah, there has been political noise lately. Expansion tension between the national leadership, Marcos, and the Duterte family, who have deep roots in Davao. Absolutely. Davao is the home base, so naturally strong local support. Yep. Yeah. Day to day on the ground for expats, calm, orderly, safe. Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, it's still something to kind of watch out for. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, yeah. I love this, man. Yeah. As far as Mindanao, it's like saying don't visit Michigan because of the Detroit politics. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, really good point though. Really good question. Oops, remove. Yeah, good points for sure. Yep. I love Butuan City, and our son was born in Butuan Hospital. Yeah, beautiful women there. A lot of eye candy. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Philippines in general, man. There's beautiful women freaking everywhere. There really are. But beyond that, there's just good people here, man. I dig it. As far as the vibe in Butuan, it feels very traditional to me. As far as this is the normal Philippines experience right here. You definitely have friendly, curious Filipinos here in Butuan. I like it. I like it a lot out here. We just did the medical stuff. We shot that video on the medical. Went to the new hospital, the Ace Hospital here. Freaking great. Went back, got all my results back. I'm pretty healthy. Shout out to you, Odo, for kind of, sure enough, man. I was fasting for that, and both of us came back from mild dehydration because we hadn't been drinking any damn water. So yeah. Anyways, we're good here. I like freaking I like Butuan. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Odo's got some really good information. Yeah. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate it. Tagaytay City, splendid golf course. All right, Tagaytay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. The thing I don't like about Tagaytay or whatever is that you are at the base of a volcano, but whatever. Yeah. Yeah, check it out, Jeff. Let me know. I'll come up and visit you. There's a whole group of guys up there in this community. Kevin, not very far. Odo's not very far. Kevin's not very far. Bunch of guys. I used to play golf in Tagaytay a long time ago. The mountains area makes the game quite tricky. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. That sounds nice, man. That sounds like a beautiful scene. Well, laid back better than lazy. Yes. No, you're laid back is better than lazy and half-assed. Yeah, I would say too. Definitely, they're laid back. Yeah, right. Better way of saying it for sure. Come back before you get to my messages about walking pup. Okay. All right. I guess I could always land in Cebu. Yes. No, you're right. Look, Cebu is that, and everyone says that, right? You go back to Paul, what do they call that? Soft landing is what I think he describes it, and it's true, man. Cebu is stupid easy to get here. It is, man. Go land yourself right in Selenia, where I stayed for a year. It is just so easy there, right in the business park. My goodness, you just walk right across the street. You got your visa stuff, you got your restaurants, you get a feel for the local culture and that. You got a whole community of guys there that will point you in the wrong direction. But it is easy. Cebu is easy to start to. And then you kind of branch out and you can hop on a plane and come down to Davao and see what you think. Or hop on a plane and bounce over to freaking Iloilo. It's a 45-minute flight over to Iloilo. Cebu is perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. It's easy. Cebu City is easy. Super easy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff, man. Being delivered Thursday. Yes. Yeah, it's sunny now, man. Hopefully it gets there soon. C900. Yeah, beautiful bike, brother. Yeah. But Richard, have you rode off-road at all? Have you been off-road? I've never really ridden. I've been a street guy my whole life. And if you've never really been off-road, brother, I'll get you a small little dual sport to learn on. Yeah. Just a big honking heavy adventure bike is not the way to go when you're talking about learning off-road. He doesn't watch football or women track or women's track and field. He's watching Chicken Girl, Camel. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That woman is called what? Prancer size. Oh my gosh, dude. You know what? We gotta pull that up. We gotta pull it up. We gotta pull it up. Hold on. We have to. Where do I do this at? Present. Stop sharing. Yeah. Hold on here. Let's go ahead and let's get this up. PRAN. Yeah. Prancer size. Yeah. All right. Here we go. I think I can show this. Can I? Yeah. Let's see here. StreamYard. Present. Share screen. Yeah. YouTube. Share. So I think I'm sharing this. Yeah. You guys gotta watch Prancer Size. If you want just to laugh your ass off hysterically for a good 3, 4, or 5 minutes, look at this. 12 years ago, 16 million views. I mean, you guys gotta watch your Prancer Size, man. It is it'll get you rolling. Oh my gosh. Spike in views is good, right? Mary Rose coming in. So normally my desk isn't turned this way. I've got an L-shaped desk, and when I live stream, the desk is not super thick, right? So I kind of turn it. I turn the camera and the setup a little bit towards the corner, so I got more room from the other camera. But
sorry,
yeah,
I didn't find a group or device named camera.
yeah, no problem, Echo. But yeah. Anyways, so I turn it a little bit, kind of get stuff situated. Brewmeister, what's up, man? Chris, I spoke too soon. Dark clouds rolling in. Yeah, you guys are just getting beyond that weather system there, aren't you? Yeah. But it looks like I don't see any low pressures building, so should hopefully good for a while. Yeah, I'm hoping the weather cooperates for my trip because, like I said, last year I got rained out, so hopefully it cooperates. You know what? I'm going to lower that camera just a hair. Maybe. There we go. In the Philippines, when you walk past the security guard, you're basically supposed to bow. You're supposed to acknowledge them every time. As an American, I can't handle that. I haven't seen that, brother. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't have any problems with the security guards. Now, I know some guys do. Some guys get a little bit, because they, you know, it's the parking ones that I've heard people express their upsets about. But the security guards, when you're walking in, so guys, what he's talking to is, it is one of the big differences here. You don't really, hardly ever see police. Like, I hardly ever see police officers versus the West, right? Police officers everywhere and anywhere. Here, you see a lot of security guards, and they're privately, hired through like the mall or whatever, but they're everywhere, and they'll stand in at doors and stuff like that. But I have not had any problems. Everyone's been super friendly to me and that kind of deal. Yeah, I haven't had any issues. They've been super respectful. They usually say hi and hey and stuff like that. Yeah, I have not had that with the experience that you're describing yet. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying I have not experienced that. You're turning into a coffee drinker? Is Mary Rose eating more Western food type now that she's living with you, or y'all doing a mix of chicken breasts and chicken fingers? She is drinking a little more coffee now, admittedly, that she's with me. We do like going to the coffee shops and relaxing. She's figuring out what she likes, lattes and mochas and all that. But yeah, she's drinking a little more coffee. As far as the food, yeah, we eat whatever. I'm gonna make spaghetti tonight. I was craving spaghetti, and found a really good meat shop, so I got some ground beef. But yeah, a little bit westernized, a little bit. Yeah, she got her first. Matter of fact, this is a video we may shoot. She got her first pair of Levi jeans. Well, her first pair of new Levi's. She's had used ones, but she got her first pair of Levi jeans. So a little bit of westernizing, but not too much. Not too much. Don't want to ruin a good person. She's laughing. Go boo boo sister. You sound like another YouTube fake in the Philippines. This gets old. All right, well, I am who I am. Whether it's fake or real, I don't know, man. I don't know. But good luck. Don't watch. This is the funny thing I get about people who watch YouTubers or comment on stuff that just upsets them. It's like, why watch? I mean, I don't even know how many channels there are out there. Millions of maybe millions of other channels. Why would you watch something that upsets you? What? I mean, right? No, it's just funny to me. But yeah, good luck, dude. Good luck. Are you close to Masan Beach? No white sand there, but we enjoyed it there quite often. We're in Butuan. We did go to a beach, but we went to share screen, Google Maps. We went to the beach. Where are we at here? Right over here, we went to a beach. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so not bad, right? Not bad. Yeah, that's exactly how it was. The water was super clear, though. It was really beautiful. We enjoyed it. Yeah, nice. All right, my ears are clogged a little bit. But yeah. So I don't know where Masan Beach is at, but we're in Butuan. And that's about, if you look at the map there, let's see here, directions. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes from where we're at currently. So it's not as close as we were in Palampon, but it's not super far either. Yeah, so a couple beaches nearby. There's another beach on the other coast too. Of course, Camigan is close too. It's a couple hours away, and we're definitely going to be getting out there too soon. Probably not before our Bacolod trip, but at some point for sure. And then Siargao and the Nugget, all those islands out there are good too. How do you like Tagum City near Davao? I freaking love Tagum City. You kidding me? Loved it there. Love Tagum City. Let's pull up the map too. I'll show you guys where that's at. We're just talking about. So yeah, Tagum City. Actually, one of my top towns. It really is. Super friendly there. Yeah, I really enjoyed Tagum, honestly. And this area right down through here is really cool. The city hall, and a really cool running area at night. I did shot that video through here. Nice little park. They've got exercise area. Yeah, you can see right here, they've got exercise area. People are there running at night with sunset. Everyone is super friendly there. And the other thing I like about Togum is you do have a beach nearby too. You can run down, and there was this, Banana Beach Resort, I thought it was. Yep. Or you can hop on and go all the way down to Mati, which is gorgeous down through here in Mati. People were super friendly in Mate also. Yeah, I like Togum. I like the area. And then also too, you can cruise up and hit up Valencia and get up to Butuan. Yeah, dude, if you're a motorcyclist and want to do like riding, dude, Togum might be one of the best options. It really is. Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of Togum. And it is close enough to Davao that you can get down to Davao if you needed to. Yeah, I could see myself living in Togum too. Really nice there. I like it a lot. Mark Smith, morning. Been back a month now. Glad the rains are gone. Your new place is looking nice. Yeah. No, we're liking the new house. Went out and mowed the grass yesterday. That was exciting and fun, getting out and doing that. I had forgotten how much I had missed kind of yard work and that kind of deal. So yeah, no, and it's good. I like the new house. The new house is it's coming together. It's super inexpensive. I can see, we're just kind of talking with my buddy next door. I can see being out here for the next 5 years, at least till I get 60. I turned 55 in November. Turned 55 in November, and might stay here through 60, but we'll see, right? We'll see. It's sometimes, you just gotta, I don't want to say that. And then 2 years from now move. And then somebody said, oh, you said you'd be here through 60. It's like, well, we'll see. Right. I don't have a 5-year lease or any other kind of that deal, but I can see being here for a while in this home and just kind of setting it up. And it's just super inexpensive, and we're setting it up the way we like it. And the owner's great. And, we like the neighborhood, and we've got friends that are moving in nearby. I mean, there's a bunch of houses here. So yeah, anyways, it's coming together, Mark. Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's coming together. I'm liking it a lot. Yeah, I've said it many times, but the coastal roads are almost finished in the valley. Yep, it's going to change everything. Yeah, it's already a good place to hang out and go running. Yeah, man, I'm with you. I think I'll probably end up being down there at some point. Originally, my plan was to go as I get older and need access to more medical stuff and things like that. Would probably be Cebu, but honestly, the more I think about it, it might just be Davao. I think Davao would be where I end up, spending my last several years here on the planet and in the Philippines. So, but we'll see, right? That's hopefully, knock on wood, that's many years away. Are those mountain roads too close to the no-go zone? Well, no, man. I think here you're good all throughout this whole region here. I think you can see my mouse move around on the map, but yeah. So the no-go zones are around Cabato. You don't want to be going around here, and actually locals have told me don't go through there. Marawi City is a no-go zone, but locals have said it's not as bad as people would say, but whatever. Officially, it's a no-go zone, is Marawi City. But this area down here is a no-go zone. And then, of course, this peninsula down through here is a no-go zone. So this whole region here, I'm just kind of cutting it off the map. This whole other part of Mindanao, which is massive, is a go zone. You can ride all the way through here and you're fine. Down to Davao, Togum, Mate, all of that. You can go down to General Santos, but you want to be careful kind of the regions just outside of General Santos. But yeah, man, I think the areas to really kind of be in Mindanao are, this mountainous region down through here, Malaybalay, this Butuan region is gorgeous. This coastal region is absolutely epic. A big surfing region. There's a lot of surfers that are through there. And then, of course, this region, this northeastern region with Siargao, Dinagat, really beautiful region through here, Camigan. This mountain region right through here is epic, man, right in between me and CDO. So yeah, man, no, it's completely safe, Walt. You're good as far as those no-go regions. You know, obviously having your head on you no matter where you're at is key and important. Yeah. What landmark do you recommend to stay near Davao? Yeah, there's a bunch of condos and stuff like that in Davao. Lots of accommodations in Davao. Yeah, lots of places to stay there. Yeah, I agree. Like the people in Davao City. Yep. Yeah, that's your retirement destination. Yeah. Yep. I think so for me as well. Yeah, I think um, I'll be in Davao at some point as well. It's wild because we're kind of like where I'm at right now. It is very small town. You know, it's like I do like these size of towns. You know, you've got malls and stuff that you need. You can get access to things, but then it's not so crowded. But yeah, Butuan is nice. It might be what I just say that because it might be hard to go to Davao with like a bigger city because I'm used to these smaller towns now. Yeah, it looks like the Philippines are seeing what's happening in the Western country, protesting about corrupt governments. Yeah, Mark, I have seen a little bit about that in Manila with the flood stuff. There's some of that going on. Yeah, I haven't seen much of that, but it's pretty limited, pretty isolated to certain areas. But yeah, I've seen a little bit of that too. Yeah, no issues in Davao City regarding the current politics. Yeah, it's just something we want to be mindful of for sure. Something we want to be aware of. Yeah, is there a business park like that? So the thing I noticed about Davao when I was down there is there was an area around the mall. You could stay around here, which was nice. There's some places to stay around here. Also around SM looked good. There was some places that I saw. Yeah, I can't remember where I went to, but yeah, there's a bunch of places around that you can stay. But these are the two big mall areas that I'm sure there's places to live. Here's also too one of the bigger SM cities, but it's like I was saying too. It's kind of a town divided by a river. These are big choke points in traffic. So if you're going to live on the southern side, you're pretty much going to stay on the southern side, or you're going to deal with traffic, and vice versa with northern. So that's kind of the thing I think about if being on one side of the river or the other. Same with Butuan, by the way. There's a river here that kind of chokes it off, and the traffic gets a little congested. But there's some really nice housing just outside of town too. But then you'll definitely want a car and drive around. Oops, I wasn't showing that on the map. My bad. Let's pull up the map. Yeah, so here, what I was just talking about, here's the river, and then there's a couple of malls here. Gaisano, there's a Landers there. So this area to the north of the river, I think, is where the bulk of the stuff is at. Yeah, there's the Ayala Mall. So yeah, just because I wasn't showing the map earlier, sorry about that. But that's where I would start. You can go north of the river around the mall, and then you might not need a car right away. But those are some areas there. Yeah, a lot more rich Filipinos live in Iloilo. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah. Just returned to the U.S. after 3 months of touring around Mindanao via bus. Wow, cool. Yeah, stopped in Bacolod, CDO, Osamis, Davao, and Pagadian. Did not run in any foreigner. It's just beautiful. Yeah, gorgeous, right, Steve? Beautiful. I'm getting ready to do that trip here in a minute. Yeah, Mary Rose and I were hop on the bikes and ride the whole northern coast. Yeah, good for you riding that via bus, man. That's good for you. That takes guts, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. What's up, man? How's it going? ¿Cómo está acá? Mr. Dave, acknowledging security guards is optional, not even compulsory. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with the guards. Yeah, they've all been. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with them. Here's the thing I think about people in general in the Philippines that people don't necessarily understand. Somebody told me this early on, and I think it's really spot on. They said this: the Filipinos are like, you get what you give. Now, I'm not saying anything about Dave or anything like that, but I'm just noticing something. Like, you get what you give. So if you are friendly, smiley, that kind of deal, that's kind of what you get back 90% of the time. If you come up to people and however your attitude is, you get what you give, right? I think that says a lot. People, yes, the Filipinos are non-confrontational for the most part. But if you have any type of attitude or any like that, you can get stuff back, right? You get what you give. And I think that really says it. I particularly have not had any issues with anybody here, but I'm also, just like in my videos, I'm walking around with a big freaking smile a lot of the time, not all the time, but I've got a big smile on my face. I'm like, hey, how are you? ¿Cómo está? I try to speak a little bit of the local language. I don't have problems with locals. I don't have problems with the people here. I enjoy the people here. But I think that's the big takeaway for guys. You want to, when you're interacting with the locals, you want to be mindful of who you're being and who, your way with them. Are you being respectful? Are you being polite? I say yes, sir, and that kind of stuff to the Filipino security guards. Thank you, sir. If they're holding the door, I'm very respectful in that way to the people, and I've not had any issues with that. Now, does that mean that they don't happen and then people have problems or the guards are which way? No, I'm not saying that, but from my experience, I've not had any issues. Yeah, with the people here. Every other country in Southeast Asia has security guards that don't try to intimidate you. Filipino security guards are a lot different. It's the sole reason I don't want to live in a condo there. Now, yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any issues like you're describing. However, to point to the security guards, look, here's something that you want to be very mindful of if you're living in some of these big condos. And even in Selenia, and even when I was in Rockwell and Cebu, if you're bringing a girl, like like Selenia, man, they were so dang strict. You would walk in with a girl in that condo, they'd be like, who is she? Give me her ID. They would be like all of that. Now, and you got to look at that from their perspective, because I know guys who this pisses off. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm bringing a girl over. I'm on a date. Why do you want to know about her? And you got to look at it from their perspective in this situation. And Dave, I'm not saying this is what's going on with you, but it reminded me of something that I've seen with other guys. And from their perspective is, here's a freaking foreigner bringing all these girls over, and this is you're a guest, right? Maybe you're in a freaking Airbnb, maybe you're just leasing there for a month or two, and you've got all these girls that you're cycling through, and they're livid at this point. They're like, no, we're stopping this BS, So that can happen because of what's going on. So like, you're an owner, you live in this place. Do you want guys bringing in prostitutes to your place? No, man, you wouldn't want that, right? You've got your home in New York City or wherever the hell you're from, Florida, Tampa. You bought your condo, you're living there, and you've got a neighbor who rents out his place to guys who constantly bring in prostitutes and girls. Do you want that in your neighborhood? Hell no. Neither do they. Dude, it's common sense, right? Look at it from their side. So that's what happens in a lot of these condos. You've got Filipinos, landowners there who are like, get these guys out of here, because that's what happens. They rent them out as Airbnbs. You got these guys in there, they're cycling girls through, and the owners are like, we don't want this in our neighborhood. Neither would you. So these guards can oftentimes, or these whole housing complex can oftentimes take on these stances of no girls. And I understand that. I wouldn't want that as an owner too. I remember this guy came and stayed with me when I was in Rockwell. Now, Rockwell, guys, is where I was at. It's Beverly Hills. That is the neighborhood. Below me was Kim Chu, who I have no idea who the hell she is, but she's a famous Filipino actress. Mateo is another one. So you have all these actors and actresses that are in these neighborhood, like above me and below me, And this guy was staying with me, bringing home these girls every night. And I'm like, dude, you got to get the F out, man. You don't know where the hell you're at. And all these guys that are coming over here and thinking that way, that's you get what you give, right? If you're a disrespectful foreigner, and Dave, I'm not saying this is you, but for the guys that are coming over here are disrespectful, they have no clue where they're at. They're bringing in constant, every night they've got a different girl coming in, and they wonder why these security guards are pissed off at them. It's because of that. You're bringing in bad people into their neighborhood, which they don't want. In like Beverly Hills or in some of these other more nicer living situations, because if we're staying there as a foreigner, it's a nice living situation, right? You're dealing with upper or middle class Filipinos typically when you're living somewhere, and the last thing they want are prostitutes or any of that rolling in and out. Again, Dave, I'm not saying this is you. I'm just explaining the dynamic that can happen when we're in these situations. So heads up, guys, when you're coming here and staying here, and especially if you plan on dating a lot and having cycled through girls, like whatever, you're dating, it's not a big deal. But know that some of these living situations have like very strict rules and policies around bringing in girls. No overnight guests. No overnight guests. Or any visitor that comes to you has to be like registered. They got to give their ID and all that stuff because the owners are just tired of it. And it makes sense. Sorry, I went off on that, but I that is something that I know guys struggle with. They struggle with it because they're coming here, they're wanting to date around and stuff, and then they get into a living situation. They're like, what's up with these guards? They're policing me, they're monitoring me. And it's because of that. You know, you've got neighborhoods who are wealthy or middle-class Filipinos, and the last thing they want is you bringing in freaking prostitutes 3 nights out of the week. Can you blame them? Right? Yeah. Anyways, again, Dave, I'm not saying that you're that way. You know, I'm not suggesting that, but I am pointing to a bigger situation that happens that people just aren't aware of. Right? Yeah. How having to bar to security guards? Yeah, never experienced. Yeah, me either. But security guards in the dynamic that I'm pointing to can be a problem because of foreigners who cycle in girls. They are, and they can be like, I know guys, right, who are pissed off at the guards, and it's because of that. They're cycling in girls in and out of their condo, and the guards are like, dude, you need to get the F out of here, right? We don't want that here. Go find another place to be, you know? No, it's true. Yeah, boo-boo just trolling, likely a 12-year-old waiting for pizza. Oh, yeah? Is somebody back? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, you know, yeah, I don't know, man. Just people get upset. But the part that always gets to me in that type of situation is why would they watch something that pisses them off, right? Why would they participate in that? Yeah, whatever. Hold on, I skipped over something. I spilled coffee in my face. All right. The women in Mindanao are shaped more like to my liking. Yeah. My wife is from there, but you're also right. Beautiful women all over. Yeah, I think you're right, brother. I think you're right. I think there are some differences a little bit. I don't know. I'm starting to get the nuances, but to me, I can't look at somebody and tell like what part of the Philippines they're from. You know, like in the United States, you can kind of see like some of those big old boys from the Southeast, right? You can see, but for the most part, it's kind of Filipinos are similar. Like it's hard for me to look at. In Mexico, it's very obvious. You can see people from like you know, from southern Mexico. They look different from northern Mexico, and they even look a little bit. I think there might be a little bit of that here in the Philippines, and similarly where they can kind of stay in the same city for generations. That would make sense where you would have some of that. But yeah, somebody said the Latañas in northern are a little bit taller, but Yeah, I don't know. Mary Rose is small. Yeah, yeah. I'm still kind of working on picking up the nuances between the areas. Pineapple pizza. What's up, babe?
Pineapple pizza is good.
You like pineapple pizza?
Yeah, it's called Hawaiian.
Hawaiian? Baby, you want to come and chill for a little bit with me?
Sure.
Yeah, you want to come up on camera? How's my microphone battery? I got brand new microphones, so I think I'm good. Yeah, let's get you mic'd up, babe. Come on over just for a minute. When we'll wrap it up here in a little bit. We're at an hour and a half. But come on over. Here's a microphone.
Huh?
Here's a microphone because they can't hear you otherwise. It's on and ready. Just careful of the. Yeah, you know what? Let me turn off the face tracking. And then we'll just move it up and over. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, nice. Quagga Beach is awesome. Yeah, nice. One more question on Mary Rose's. Yeah. Speaking of, any questions for her? We can ask a Filipina.
She think you eat way too much meat, and then
Do you add ketchup? Do you add ketchup?
yeah, I think he eats way too much meat.
So you guys eat a lot of protein. What are you talking about? You guys eat a lot of chicken, a lot of pork.
Yeah, but we balance.
Yeah,
It's more like where I live, it's different. I
Fish.
eat more seafoods.
Yeah, I like fish, baby. My
Yeah.
problem with the fish, though.
Here it's not really good.
Well, I just have a hard time knowing what's good and what's not.
you just look
you
into
gotta-
their eyes and their
You got
gills.
something you can bring in that you can sit on?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have what?
The long chair
All
or
right. Either way, just bring something you can sit on.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to eat more fish than I eat. Honestly, the problem I have with the fish is I just don't know how to pick out good fish versus bad.
I was about to eat breakfast.
Oh,
It's okay.
Yeah, come sit down for a minute.
My breakfast is shrimp based.
Oh my God. Can you come a little closer?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my little Filipina. ¿Cómo está acá?
Good.
¿Cómo está Imo Gabi? Do you sleep good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Other than you almost shook me.
I almost choke you.
Remember,
'cause
I lay and then
All right.
when you snore, you do that.
Oh.
Your body is moving
What?
even though you're sleeping.
Oh.
You want me to show you?
No, that's okay.
Ah.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let's maybe bring the camera down. Okay. All right. Just trying to adjust it. All right. Yeah. So there's a lot of protein in the diet here. A ton of protein. A lot of chicken, but the difference too is it's mainly chicken and pork. It's not a lot of beef. So it is a shift. I would say it's a shift from, like, in the Western diet we eat a lot of beef. Here they eat a lot of pork. And a lot of chicken. Yes. It's Taco Nomad. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kevin.
My Butuan brother. Looks like you two are settling nicely. Did you make it to Kamigan yet? Back in a few weeks. All right, yeah. No, we have not made it to Kamigan yet. It's on our list. We are getting ready to head to Bacolod for the Mascara Festival. And the Mascara Festival is coming up in a couple weeks, like the third week of October. I think the 19th or so is the big parade, right? Yeah. So we're getting ready to do that, man. Yeah, welcome back, man. Or we're back in a few weeks. Welcome back soon, anyways. Good for you. Hope your travels have been well. Let's see. I have to do my first visa run. I am close to your location, and I was wondering if you have to go to CDO or is there a location closer? I'm in Balangasay, about 1.5 hours north of CDO.
Balingasag, I think it's in Camotes, or I don't know. North to City.
Yeah. So there is an immigration here in Butuan. Yeah, it's right near the river. But there is an immigration facility here, and super easy, man. I went in there. This time I did the fast service. You could do 2 months at a time. I think it was whatever, 3,000 pesos. So 1,500 pesos for a month, I think it is. I did 2 months, and you're in and out. You could do the expedited service or the slow service. The slow service took, I think, whatever, 4 or 5 days. But the expedited service was right then. So I went in, filled out the paperwork, and I left with my 2-month visa stamp. So you could easily do that. Yeah, and it was quick. There was maybe one other foreigner there. The coastal road in Davao will mean that you can live anywhere easily, especially along the coast. Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, I think I'll be up in Davao at some point. I could see living there. I kind of want. I like Davao. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, brother? Oh man, yeah, nice to see you. Have you met Ryan? So I met Ryan in Cebu City. I don't even know, a while ago. Early on in my vlogging, I met Ryan. Really sharp kid. Yeah, good for you, brother. He's an IT professional, travels around the world, working remotely. He's a motorcycle guy. Had a 790 Adventure, really nice bike, man. So, but he's been all over Vietnam too. And yeah, good for you, brother, man. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Maple and mango. That's freaking cool. I like that. I like that name. What computer do you use for your X5? My laptop keeps crashing when import files when editing. Brother, I use a MacBook, and I had to buy a new MacBook. I don't know. I had to buy a new MacBook a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
A year.
A year?
A year ago.
Yeah, I had to buy a new MacBook, and it's not cheap, especially here in this country.
Yeah, it's expensive here.
Yeah, I think close to $4,000. But I use MacBook to edit my software. Yeah. Yes, Ryan. What kind of intimidation? My Eastwood condo. Cool aside from silly rules. Yep, getting a move out approval. Yes. See that move out approval, move in approval. When you're moving out, they go through all freaking
Yeah.
Fletch, my buddy. He went through this.
Oh
He
my
was staying at the
God.
alcoves there in Isla Mall. He's like, "What's up with these guys wanting to go through all my stuff?"
Yeah.
He was moving out, had to go through all of his stuff. So there is a little bit of that, admittedly. There is a little bit of that where people can get offended by the guards. It's like, why are you going through all my personal items? These are my things. But so there is some of that. But for the daily stuff, the interaction stuff, I haven't found any issues other than if you're in a condo and trying to date and date multiple women per week, dude, get ready for a roller coaster ride there, because most of those condos are going to be like, no, we ain't having that here. It goes back to, guys, this is a pretty conservative country. It's not a country, especially when it comes to dating. If they see you bring in multiple girls a week or a night, for that matter, whatever, they're going to judge you, and especially the guards, they're going to treat you like, get the F out, So yeah, it's really wild. Yeah. Did I go through all of Ryan's comment? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know the move in, move out thing can be a little dicey too. So there is a little bit of what they're saying here. The guards can be a little bit more, I remember too, we had guards coming in and out of our unit, to kind of check stuff out. I mean, look, we're renters, we're renters in a foreign country. So we just have to be a little bit more respectful and mindful. I go back to, you get what you give. Yeah. Yeah. Visa extension, the immigration office located in Butuan City. Yeah. Yeah. There is one here, right? Yeah. And it was super easy to get in and out of there. Super easy. Yep. Here in Butuan City. Yes, Troy, what's up, man? Good day. Good afternoon, good evening. You should try Kalawang.
Kilawin.
Oh,
Kinilaw.
Kinilaw. Yeah, I like Kinilaw. Yeah, there's a place right near here, Tuna Republic.
Mm-hmm.
You like the Kinilaw there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love the kinilaw there.
yeah. Well, I've tried it. I like the pancit, the tuna pancit. Yeah, it's good. How you feeling, baby?
I'm good.
Cup boy?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, feel good.
I'm good.
What are we up to today?
Other than our rest day,
Yeah.
it's Sunday.
No gym. I think. Oh, we're gonna run today.
We're gonna run.
Yeah. So guys have been back into running again. I was getting fat, man. Let's get. Yeah. I know. She doesn't think so, but I was getting to be fat. I was uncomfortable. I like to be in shape, baby. Remember when we first met? I was pretty good shape. Whatever, right? You don't care. I like to be healthy. You know, I know Jeff, you're into that too, health and fitness, and a couple guys. But we're back into running, back into exercising, going to the gym.
Eating healthy food.
Yeah, trying to eat healthy food.
Ice cream.
Yeah, well, we eat our ice cream. But yeah, no, we try to stay healthy, try to stay active. It's important as we get older, babe.
Mhm.
I know you're being 22, it's whatever, but me being 54, importante cayo to stay active and healthy.
Yeah. I'm done with the running and exercising. It's just a fact for me when you run in the middle of the day.
Yeah, so she doesn't mind the running so much, but when it's so hot out
Yeah.
in the sun, yeah. I like running after I go to the gym because I feel like I'm warmed up and ready,
Yes.
and then go run for a little bit, half hour. I try. It's mainly what we got going on now is a run walk. Because we're starting over again. So we run for, I think now we're running for 3 minutes and then walking for 90 seconds and then running for 5 minutes and then walking. So it's a run walk. But we're starting that again. Yeah. 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 We like Kinilaw though, Otto. Just use tuna in a can. Bumblebee tuna.
No, the
Bumblebee
tuna
tuna.
here is different.
Yeah. Tuna here is good.
You tried in the can?
Oh, no.
Or is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And the tuna here is different in a can
Mm.
because they use some tomato sauce or whatever. Like the one that I got from the Robinson.
Right. Tuna in the can is different because it's got tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why. Yeah, no, thank you. Tililang salamat. Man, I'm at the China airport waiting for my flight to Australia. All right, yeah, cool, man. Okay, all right. Well, sorry. Yeah, actually, you're back home. I'll be back in the Philippines December to fly my Philippine back to Australia for the first time trip. Oh, good for her. Good for you guys, Troy. Yeah, man. Good for you. Yeah, I hope that goes well, man. I hope that goes well for you. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Mary Rose, looking good. I agree with you. You're likely eating way too much meat. Don't fall for that, babe. I'm bulking up. I am bulking up. But there's a lot of protein in the diet here. A lot of protein, man. I wonder if they eat more protein because it just seems to stand out. They don't eat nearly as many veggies as we do. You know, like for us, we always have veggies in our meal of some sort. Here, they can eat protein and rice, and that's it. That's it, man. No veggie at all. Matter of fact, most of the meals. But we've been eating a lot of carrots, a lot of celery. We're getting more veggies.
Yeah, it's different with Philippines. A Filipino, they eat, for example, meat today, and then in the lunch, vegetables, in the afternoon, in the evenings, soup. And then, so they're balancing, but it's not in all meal because of a budget.
Yes, that's why. Right. But yeah, we've been exercising a lot to get rid of some of that bulk up. Yeah, I've been eating the carnivore diet. Yeah.
1 meal a day. The OMAD.
It's tough in the Philippines. Yeah. You both look good together. Blessings to you both. Yeah, salamat kayo, kuya. Thank you. No, we've been dating. How long have we been dating? Year and a half? Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
2 years in April. Oh, crazy. Blanca. Huh? What's up? ¿Cómo está? We plan on visiting Butuan this week, so I'll try it out. Yeah. Well, look at brother, if we're around, feel free to shoot me an email. What's it, Chris at carefreechris.com. I registered my own domain. I got my mail. Man, what's that, right? But yeah, man, shoot me an email if you want. We're around. We're prepping for a trip. I think we're not sure exactly when we're gonna leave, but we'll leave for our trip. Yeah, we met before you. Yeah, no, I remember we met in Ayala Mall. Yeah, but hello to both of you. Always nice to pop in a video and live stream. Yeah, from the channel. Good energy for Philippines. Thank you, Kuya. Appreciate it, brother. No, you're a good dude, man. Good dude. Hope all's going well for you. Traveling around and doing well. You're a sharp kid. I'm sure you're doing great. Yeah, good for you though, man. It's good. I always like seeing, the kind of like guys like Ryan and that kind of deal. Just sharp, younger. Ryan's young. He's a young guy traveling around here and making the best of his life. I so wish I was doing it too. I mean, I'm doing it early, but yeah, good for you, Ryan. Yeah, really good for you. I want to see Chris eat some shrimp. Oh my gosh, Jeff.
Oh, you tried shrimp paste and like,
Oh, she's got shrimp paste here, and that stuff is stanky.
But it's so good.
Oh,
It's
she
so
eats it
good.
with the shrimp paste with rice and all of that.
Yes. And then I use a bare hand eat. Oh my god, it's so good.
No, it's so yuck.
It's so good.
It's
Especially with mango. Oh, it's so good with mango. You've tried it in Leyte when I let you try the mango there and you were like the mango tastes like an apple.
yes,
When
the
you try
green
shrimp
mango.
paste, you try the shrimp paste, but you didn't really smell it because I just put so gamay in your mango.
Yeah, no thanks, man, on the shrimp paste. Yes.
Boy,
that-
the smell is just the buttering.
Canadian maple. Canadian maple,
Ah.
Philippines mango. Great mix.
Ah.
Oh, okay. All
When
right.
we first met, you were in a good shape. That's why she did not take off her shoes.
Yeah, I think I was just coming out of the gym and doing there.
Yeah.
I was running. It was funny when I was in Naval right before I met you. I was running for 45 minutes without stopping. 45 minutes. Yeah, I just did a 45-minute run. It was funny. So I was traveling with Chad, right? And that day I went for a 45-minute run. Him and Scott and Chad are super close. Well, I don't know about now, but they were super close. So those guys are both wandering around. And of course, Scott, freaking goofy, hungover, freaking running around. And then I saw him I was doing, it's a small town in Naval. And I did a 45-minute run. So I saw them like 3 times and they're like, he's still running. Freaking Scott. Oh man, what a train wreck that was, man. Oh my gosh.
You're different that time. That means I'm taking good care of you.
Right. I was
Because
very
you're
different
getting
that time.
Let's see.
It was
You
funny.
ate a lot.
I was so trying to grow my channel then too, right? So I was hanging out with those guys.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, that was just such a failure. Oh well, too funny. Hold on, did I read that? Yeah. That's why she didn't. Yeah.
Jacob, yeah.
Running after the workout, damn man. Yeah, because of my hydro massage table. Yeah, dude, we had a day where we did legs.
Yes.
And we were so wiped out after our leg day. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Soup in the evening when you eat peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Peanut butter and carrot. I eat a lot of peanut butter and carrot. Yeah.
But it's not meal without rice.
It's not a meal without rice, she says. Yeah, no worries, brother. You got laid off in July, so I'm taking a career break. Wow. She'll let me do in 3 weeks. 3-week ride in Indonesia. Dude, it's so cool. Yeah. Happy to see you. Heavily Motovlog channel. Yeah. Motovlog. Yeah. Are you doing a Motovlog channel? You are? Yeah, dude. Let me know. We're getting ready to do some riding coming up here soon. We're gonna ride that whole northern coast of Mindanao and then right up through Negros all the way up to Bacolod. So yeah, dude, good for you. I bet you the riding would be great there. Somebody was talking about the riding in Indonesia, and it's a very also to a motorcycle friendly community. So yeah, I think that was Jim at what's that, overseas TV or something like that. Yeah, I don't remember.
Chris.
Do you enjoy toy amasi sauce? I don't know what that is, brother.
It's
Yeah.
soy sauce with calamansi. You try that.
Oh, okay.
Especially in the barbecue.
Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's that little dish everyone makes, and they add the little peppers
Calamansi.
and yeah, I try it. I'm not a big sauce guy,
Yes.
but
You've tried it.
yeah, I think I've tried it.
Yeah.
Well, we are all caught up on comments. We're 2 hours in. Dude, I think we'll call it here, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Sunday live stream. You guys enjoy the rest of your time there. MP and I safe travels. Yeah, appreciate everyone for being here. I really do. Check out the Patreon page if you're not. We got a bunch of free stuff up there. We do weekly videos up there. We post every Tuesday, local time on Tuesdays. We just did, we're getting ready to do behind the scenes stuff up there. But yeah. The kitchen, the catch water, great food. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants here that we like. Yep. You notice in Butuan, to the which means two. All right, guys, we're gonna hit it off. Ampin, ayo. Be the good wolf. She had a mouthful of coffee. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.